Today we're leaving the BNSF Seattle subdivision and heading to Oakland, California. Here we'll see Amtrak California passenger service at Jack London Square, named after the American author with famous works such as Call of the Wild and White Fang. Grab a seat and let's watch some trains in the Golden State. Here we start at the Jack London Square C.L. Dellums station. The statue out front is actually of C.L. Dellums, who was a labor activist and one of the founding members of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. The Southern Pacific logos on the sign above the platform serve as a reminder of who used to own these tracks. It's our first train, Amtrak 543 Capital Corridor service from Sacramento to Oakland. Jack London Square is a development owned by the Port of Oakland. It's right across the water from Alameda, California. The tracks that run through here are part of Union Pacific's Niles subdivision. Here's one of Amtrak California's main locomotives, the Siemens SC-44, part of their Charger series of locomotives. These locomotives were purchased by and are operated by the California Department of Transportation, or Caltrans for short. I also have to mention that it's a gorgeous day here in Oakland. 70 degrees, partly cloudy with a nice breeze. I can see why people like the Bay Area. It's pretty empty here on the platforms, but I suspect that's because most of the passengers here at Jack London Square are commuters, and it's not quite quitting time yet. Here comes 538 from San Jose to Auburn. If these cars look familiar, it's because they're Amtrak Superliners that have been retrofitted for commuter service. They're called California cars, and they're all named after various California geographic landmarks. Part of the charm of watching trains here in Jack London Square are these signals, in which the lights are in a triangular arrangement rather than the vertical arrangement that I'm used to seeing. I'm not an expert on signals, so if you know the proper name for these types of signals, please let me know down in the comments. And here we have a high green for proceed, so we know something's coming soon. And that something is Amtrak 540 Capital Corridor service. From Jack London Square, you can easily see the Charles P. Howard Terminal, which was almost turned into a baseball stadium for the Oakland A's. But with the A's moving to Las Vegas, that proposal is dead in the water. Speaking of the A's, here's Stomper, the mascot of the Oakland A's. Here he's dressed as a tourist, and I sure hope I don't look like this. Despite the canceled stadium plans, Jack London Square is still a very vibrant area with hotels, shops, breweries, restaurants, you name it. They even have this very large American flag. Here we have the man of the hour. It's Jack London himself, and someone was nice enough to give him a hat. Here's Amtrak California's other main workhorse, the EMD F59 PHI. One time I was here in Jack London Square, right at that very intersection back behind me, and Union Pacific 1995 went by, which of course is the one with the Chicago and Northwestern Heritage paint scheme on it. And I was actually waiting for a taxi to take me to the airport, and my camera was already packed, so no picture, but I was thankful I got to see it. I was really hoping we would get a freight train to come through, but unfortunately they don't come through these tracks very often, especially during rush hour when you have all of this commuter traffic. But I do have something special in store for you. Normally I'll start my videos in the morning and proceed to the afternoon, where I then wrap up and go home. But since we started in the afternoon, we're actually going to continue, stay here, and watch trains after dark, because Amtrak California keeps running until pretty late in the night, and I think Jack London Square is going to serve as a perfect spot to do some train watching after dark. So just sit back and enjoy these next few trains, and then afterwards I'm going to show you a pretty cool local spot that I enjoy. You may see some wolf tracks around Jack London Square, and if you follow them, they'll take you to a reconstruction of Jack London's Klondike hut. And right next to that hut, Heinhold's First and Last Chance Saloon, Jack London's rendezvous. It first opened in 1883 and is now an Oakland designated landmark. Scenes from the novels Call of the Wild and The Sea Wolf were inspired by this establishment. It's astounding to think that Jack London himself studied at these very tables, and the saloon even has a picture of it. The Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906 caused a portion of the building to sink into the ground, which gives the bar this dramatic slant you can see demonstrated by my drink here. This is made fun of a bit by the sign above the bar that says the only difference between this place and the Titanic? They had a band. Ironically, the movie playing at the bar is the 1985 film Runaway Train with Jon Voight. So, I guess we do get one freight train in this video. It's back to the tracks for our last train, 549. Thanks for joining me and sticking around until the end. I know it's been a while since my last video, but that's because I've been busy in a good way. I hope you enjoyed this, as it's something a little different from what we usually do. But if you missed the freight trains, don't worry. I promise there will be more in the future. I've been Warren Robertson, and this has been Jack London Square. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Thank you.